Hey everybody, if you're wondering what Kalani's World Rhythms curriculum is all about, you're in the right place. So this is a book and audio program, and if you open up the book, the first thing that you're going to notice is that there is a code down here where you can download all of the audio and video that goes with the book, and I'll talk about that as we get further into it. Basically, this program is a world music curriculum that has 6 songs and rhythm arrangements, including drums and percussion, and tuned instruments, including you can use piano, you can use ukuleles, guitar, any pitched instruments you want, orff instruments, and we give you music for orff arrangements. We give you a lot of music that you can use, but basically it's 6 songs from, let's see, 2 from the Caribbean, 2 from Brazil, and 2 from West Africa. So you've got digital content available. It tells you how to download all that and what you get with it. You get a lot of files. Basically, you're getting a CD worth of audio and a DVD worth of video, but instead of getting the physical items, you just get the download. All right, and then we've got about the author. You could read about me over here, and then I've got some a section here called To the Teacher. And this talks about all the goals of the program. We've got musical goals, we've got some movement goals, and we've got some social goals. So we've got individual goals like building up people's confidence and focus and attention and self-esteem. And then we've got social goals like peer-to-peer bonding, team working, relationship building, fostering a sense of school pride, and all those really great social goals that we all hope for our students. So we talk about all of that, and then certain general teaching suggestions. These are a few suggestions that I have that I found to work and make your life easier and make your job more effective and also more fun, hopefully. Then I talk about all the instruments. So not only do you get the background of all the instruments section by section, so this is the Caribbean instruments, and we're using congas, bongos, cajon, maracas, claves, and cowbell. You also get a video that talks about each instrument, how to hold it, how to make the basic sounds, basically how to do everything you need to do to play the music for each instrument in the whole program. And so you can either watch those and then you can demonstrate for your students, or you can actually, because you're downloading the videos, you could bring me into your classroom virtually and I can teach your students how to hold and play the instruments. And so these are all section by section. These are all from Brazil. So we're using shaker, woodblock, agogo, tamborim, and surdo. Now, if you're not sure what some of these instruments are, that's why you have this, and that's why you have the video. You also get audio for all of the arrangements. These are the music. These are the instruments from West Africa: kashishi, tempo blocks or tone blocks, a bell, djembe, and dundun. And another feature I want to talk about now before we get to the arrangements is that for all the instruments that require tuning, namely most of the drums, I show you how to tune it. And I just don't tell you how to tune it, I actually show you how to tune it up and tune it down. That's for every single drum here. So again, you can learn that and then you can show your students, or you could have your students watch the videos that I created, and then they can tune the instruments themselves, which is awesome. A lot of people want to buy non-tunable drums because they think it's easier, but actually, since we're in educational settings, we don't want to rob students from the opportunity of learning how to tune drums. They get a lot of satisfaction out of tuning up their own drums. It's awesome. And when they go to middle school and high school, of course, they will need to know how to tune drums because they'll be using more professional level instruments. So we want to prepare them for that. So this does that, and hopefully it does it in a way that's fun. And I think it's really exciting for the students when I see them with the authentic instruments and rope tuning, and it looks a little scary, but if you can tie your shoe, you can tune a djembe, believe me. So then we have 6 arrangements, and there's a whole page, talks about what it is. We've got social goals right at the top, all the materials, talks about the music itself. Then this is one of my favorite sections. This is the story for every one of the songs. There's a story behind the song because these are all traditional folk songs. So the story or the program is really important, and that's what we use to leverage the power of music to reach those great social goals. And we talk about things like, sharing what you feel is good, or striving to reach a better place, or, acknowledging beauty all around you, celebrating accomplishments. These are not things we have to just make up. These are all things that are in the music, and I help you bring those things out. As a music therapist, that's kind of what I do. That's sort of how I use music with my clients. And so I feel like this is something we can all do and help our students. I've got a section here, teaching suggestions for each song, and then something called teaching beyond the music. And that's where you can dig in a little deeper and help bring out a lot of the good lessons and a lot of the nice qualities that are in the music that relate to those social goals. Then over here, for every song, we've got at the top a little thing called What Do You Know? These are some questions about the song. Usually they relate to culture and history, and these are things for your students to go research. And nowadays, of course, it's very easy to research a lot of things, so they can do that on their free time or time out of class, and they can come back and they can share what they discovered. You could even expand that, of course, to papers and artwork and all kinds of things. Then you've got the rhythm arrangement, and this is your ostinati for all of the rhythm parts. Now, something about this that's really exciting is the videos not only have how to tune and play all the instruments, but you also get, for every percussion arrangement, and there's 6 of these, you get me playing all of the percussion instruments, coming in staggered 2 bars at a time, all together. So you get me playing the whole ensemble. That's 7 Kalanis. That's a lot of Kalanis, but you can look up some of those samples online and see what I'm talking about. So your students will see how all the parts fit together. Then you've got the song in a score form with piano and the melody and the words and also chord symbols. So this is your master score. You can use this in class for rehearsing. You can develop your accompaniment, your other accompaniment parts out of this score. This follows the recording that you get. And incidentally, for every one of the songs, you get a full recording with instruments and voices, everything, all the drums and plus other instruments. So in the recordings, we've added some other sounds, guitars and marimbas and Orff instruments. And so those are full ensembles. Then you get the same recording without vocals, with a melody guide track. So you could use that and just sing over it. So even if you wanted to do these as a choir piece, you have the backing tracks to do all that. And you also get the percussion ensemble parts layering in one at a time, as you do with the video. And you've got this full score for the song, and that repeats for every song. So for every song, you get all of the parts I just mentioned. And as I mentioned, there are 6 songs, and they all have different feels, and they all address different social goals. They all have different lessons to be learned. Then towards the back, we've got one more thing that I'm really excited about, because this is called Teaching with Pups. Yes, teaching with puppy. No, not teaching with small dogs. PUP stands for Pulse Under Pattern Sequence. And so this is a method for teaching rhythm to anyone. So a teacher to a student, somebody who knows the rhythm to somebody who doesn't know the rhythm yet or is unfamiliar with the rhythm. This is a methodical approach. It's a 4-step approach to teaching rhythm in a way that I feel supports the student very well and helps them, basically learn from the inside out, starting with their body and their voice, and then transferring that information onto the instrument. If you're Dalcroze or Kodai or Orff teacher, this will be somewhat familiar to you. So that's Teaching with Pups. You also get a video of me demonstrating that. So everything in the curriculum is fully supported with audio and video. You've got an appendix with some resources there. And then at the very end, there's still more. We've got a whole section on how to develop your own World Rhythms musical. So if you wanted to take, for example, multiple songs, even all 6 songs from the World Rhythms curriculum and create a musical. We talk about how you could do that, and I give you some examples. I know many of you have done this before and you're familiar with it, but I think it's a really fun way to develop it as a larger piece. You can create a storyline, you can create your own dialogue, develop characters, and use all of these songs as a way to move through and have a musical at the end. So that's what Kalani's World Rhythms is all about. If you would like more support, you can go to kalanimusic.com and look for the World Rhythms page, and I will be producing additional videos and resources for you all into the future. But you can get the World Rhythms program right now. It's published by Hal Leonard, and enjoy teaching Kalani's World Rhythms and enjoy making music with your students. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video.